Hey, well, this is Abigail Brello with Sparkle and Shine Guidance, and I wanted to talk to you a bit about the astrology and what's on the horizon, where we've been, where we're going, what this might mean for you, what's going on in your chart. Let's talk. So I'm recording this February 21st. We have a lot that we've just gone through, and let us get there to be able to talk about the things that are coming next. One big thing that's coming up is Mercury Retrograde in Pisces starting February 25th. If you're on the West Coast, Pacific Standard Time, goes until March 20th, the vernal equinox. The vernal equinox, where the exact point where we had the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, and the ruler of Gemini, which I'll get to in a minute. Mercury retrograde happening from 22 degrees of Pisces to 8 degrees of Pisces. That's so important for us all to understand and to work with, is that the lunar nodes, which tell us when and where the eclipses are happening, the lunar nodes were at 8 degrees of Virgo Pisces at both the partial solar eclipse and the total lunar eclipse. This is so important to understand this 8-degree point of Pisces and Virgo. And where is that in your chart? Because it's really trying to guide us in a big way right now. Mercury retrograde in Pisces, really having us review, revisit, catch up, digest, understand what we've been through. Not only what we've been through in this last month and a half of 2026, but also where we've been with Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. A big energy, and it's not just going to come in all of a sudden that we're in a new space. We have to digest what's going on here. We have to take some space and time to process. And this Mercury retrograde is so divinely timed with lunar eclipse that we will be having on March 3rd is at 12 degrees of Virgo. It's the first time that the moon is moving away from that 13-degree point, which the 13-degree point, we had 4 full moons in, and then this eclipse is breaking through all of that and coming into the 12th degree of Virgo. The 12th degree of Virgo has to do with freeing ourselves from confusion, moving into imagination, moving into illumination. And one of the ways that we can do this is by tapping out of the collective and coming into our own energy again. Virgo is the virgin energy, and virgin energy is having to do with being in your own energy and not mixing your energy with other people. This has nothing to do with sexual orientation. This has to do with the purity of your own vital life force and feeding your own vital life force and tuning into your own vital life force. Your intuition, your inspiration at this time is so important. Having this total lunar eclipse on the south node of the moon, our collective past, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's asking us to really tend to and care for our nervous system and our well-being and nourishing the connections that feed us and nourish us and really tapping into the Earth's energy for healing and well-being right now. So with that Mercury retrograde, Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, going retrograde at the time of the total lunar eclipse, this is very important to slow how far ahead you're getting, slow your roll, and really become more present. In Pisces, we're being asked to really tune into our intuition and the energy and how energy doesn't lie. There's just this fluidity because both Pisces and Virgo are mutable signs. We're at the end of winter, a very mutable time where we're being asked to let the year just sort of wash through as we prepare for the astrological new year, which happens March 20th, 21st, depending on where you are. And this is such an important time to tend to your mental spaces. We often notice as astrologers that both at the Pisces full moon and the Virgo full moon, instabilities show up because it is that mutable energy, and it has to do with our health and our mental health and our physical health and our spiritual health. And so it's so important to find space and time to tend to yourself and to care for yourself. This is why it's such a beautiful time to work together. And if you want to do that work, click into the link in my profile. So this is the last total lunar eclipse in Virgo. Lunar eclipse on their own, total lunar eclipse on their own, are purging, clearing. Oftentimes I'll hear clients talking about vivid dreams of the past or people from the past coming forward for forgiveness or clearing or whatever. It's so important to understand that this is not a time of new beginnings. This is a time of clearing the way, setting new pathways for stability through clearing, taking the time to go through and clear out old material from your phone, from your, old bills, papers, all types of mercurial information. As much as you can clear out of your way that you don't need anymore is going to free up some good, positive mental space. And really, it's so important for you to have that moving forward, because this lunar eclipse actually sets the tone for the next 6 months. And it's the final total in Virgo. And so it's the last finale. We'll have one partial next year in Virgo, but it's not going to be anything like this. This next 6 month cycle is really important for you to tune into the healing properties of Virgo. Where is Virgo in your chart? What placements do you have there? Staying really connected to that in your life is going to bring you a lot of grounding and a lot of stability and a lot of understanding. Now, Uranus is moving into Gemini April 25th. The mercurial energy hits the fan, so to speak. By that point, things are just going to be amped up. And so it's so important in this preparatory phase for you to tune into what you need to tune into in your own life before all of that unsettling collective energy with Uranus and Gemini really kicks up a notch in late April. This is the time to work together. If you've been feeling like it would be a good time to look at your chart, if you've been feeling like you just need some guidance right now, this is what I'm here for. So reach out. The link is in my bio and you can book with me and you can dig into it together. You'll walk away with a lot of clarity and understanding for the next step and the next phases in your life, because the collective is doing its thing, but your individual participation is what's going to be the make it or break it in our world. We cannot lean into just collective energy at this time. It will actually be our demise. We have to lean into self-confidence and self-mastery at this to help you understand where you're being asked to do that in your life. So let's work together. Take care.